What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to 3-Star Draw. I am Down South 77. This is an adult collector channel where we wear one t-shirt when we have to film a whole bunch of intro videos back to back. We're also usually talking about G.I. Joe Classified, and every now and then on a day like today, we will look at some other stuff that I like as well. Recently went down to Toylanta on March 29th. Went down there, checked that show out. A really good show. And I picked up something down there that I've been drooling over and kind of been on the fence about. They just had to bring it. Of course, I knew they were going to bring it. That is the Four Horsemen Studios Mythic Legions Sir Ucczajk. Now, I had to ask them how to pronounce the name for this guy. And it told me it is Ucczajk. He is actually named after somebody that works there. I did not know that. But that's what's cool about Four Horsemen, is they do stuff like that with their figures. Really been eyeing this guy ever since this wave went up for pre-order, and the whole time they were making it. It's like, yeah, I'm probably going to pick that dude up at some point. And they had him. He was one of the things that was on my short list to look for down there. And I did go ahead and pick him up. Now, this will be my first ogre scale Mythic Legion figure. I don't have any other ones that are this big. This dude weighs like 3 pounds. You could work out with this box and do curls, like them little strengthening weights that they give you. It's a massive chunk of plastic. He is a knight. He's an ogre knight. We'll show his backstory and all that. I had to read it. I just thought he looked really cool, so I wanted to pick him up. And he has a skeleton head. That was the main thing that sold me on him. And then I got to really looking closely at how awesome this is and all the details in this guy. So I went ahead and picked him up. He's actually a good guy. You can believe that. I couldn't, but I don't care. He has a skeleton head, a skeleton ogre head, an ogre head with ogre tusks. We're going to look at it here in just a minute. I'm excited to have this dude. Picked up a few of this Necronominous wave now, and I'm really digging them, but I'm also really biased because most of them are skeletons. Let's go ahead and get this dude out and get a good look at all the detail in him. Get us a look at Sir Ucczajk here. Show off some of the box art. So there's your good guy emblem down there. Awesome artwork on here. Of course, you got your story back there, and then here is your blurb about him. If you want to pause that and read it, tells you exactly what's going on with this guy. So, all right, can't wait to get this guy out. Like I said, this is my first ogre scale Four Horsemen Mythic Legion, so I am excited. I like to never got his extra head out of the package. I had to actually cut the bubble. I think one of the teeth was getting snagged on it. I don't know. All right, before we look at him, we're going to go ahead and take a look at his giant accessory that he comes with. Do have this awesome handle. 2 pieces and a nice pointy end there at the top. The detail in that thing, the sculpt work on it. It's all this looks like it looks like polished aluminum, and then you've got your handle part here, and you've got this ball at the top, this decorative part underneath the pointy end. And then you have the longer piece for it, which is essentially pretty much the same thing. It's just twice the size. And you can see. It's really nice. You can see the sculpt there and the handle. It's like a repeating pattern of squares and circles and like an hourglass shape in there. It's really neat. You get all your little marks all over it where it's been used. And it does not have the same marks on the whole thing, on the pointy ends. They're actually different marks. Then you have this gigantic hammer that he comes with. And looks like you can use either end in it. That's what this actually goes into. So you can have this for a two-handed swing, or you could have the small handle on it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these off of it, and we're going to look at this thing. This is one of the real things that I really was selling me on this figure. So we'll just start at this end here. You get this sculpted in, almost looks like a turbine thruster. All this silver, this bright silver. And you turn it around and it has a row of these little circles here that are in a darker silver. And it has this sculpted in face. Now, I do not know if this is somebody from Mythic Legion's lore. I'm not that well versed in it to know. I'm going to say it is. I'm going to say this is the king that is reuniting everybody to fight against Necronominus, but I am not sure, so don't hold my feet to the fire on that one. We're just going to admire how pretty it is. This thing is so freaking shiny, but just check out the detail in the hair on this guy. You got this gold piece over here for the part of the helmet. Looks like you got fangs here coming off of it. You got another little bronze jewel up there. This gold wings and stuff here that come down, cover the nose. No pupils on the eyes there. And mustache and goatee going into the beard, up into the hair. And you have this again on the other side. And let's look at these wings. They are flexible, but all of these sculpted feathers, and this is in a darker, little bit darker metallic. It's not the silver, it's kind of a gunmetal color. But these things sculpted in wings, you can see all the individual parts of the feather. And you go around to the bottom of it, and there's where your handle goes in. You got another little gold circular thing there. It's not a rivet, I can't call it a rivet, it's a adornment there. And then the back of it does come down into a point in the back where it looks like it might be the back of a helmet. And this is all one piece, best I can tell. None of this comes apart. Almost looks like this might serve a function here. So I'm not sure, we'll find out together, but I think that's just the way it's made, because this is meant to be kind of part of the top of the crown. So don't feel anything that feels like that might come loose. But this is one of the things that really sold me on this figure, never mind the figure itself. So we're going to set that over there so we can look at it. Excuse me. And we'll look at the extra head sculpt that I almost never got out. So you can see here, extra teeth. Detail on the eyes there, this big skull. It's a different type skull too, so you know he's humanoid, not human. So this guy is pretty freaking awesome. So let's go ahead and get a look at him. This thing is massive. So he does have some plastic here, kind of stop with a paint rub there. So it's hard to even fit this guy in the whole camera. So let's go ahead and look at him up close. Let's go ahead and do this part. So check out the knight's helm there, the helmet. It does have this piece that looks like it's going to be able to come off of him. So Divinus Imperium written in the front on this scroll across this sword and shield, in front of these feathers, which are similar to what is on the back of the hammer. This gorgeous purple almost looks like it's velvet here. This figure is so pretty. go up to the helmet. It's very swept, all sculpted in there. You got some gold inlay running across it, and then you have more of that bronzy gold color. All this comes to a point in the back where these almost look like they're feathers. Just all these ridges here where it's overlaid bits of armor. And you get this gold. Well, I'm gonna call this color gold. It looks like gold to me, bronzy gold. All of this scroll here, this filigree. Got a couple gold rivets up here. Like, this whole piece looks so great. And I know that once you take it off, there's some more like padding, more of that velvet looking padding sculpted in up here. We'll look at that here in a little bit. So we'll pull him back. Look at his pauldrons here. These really awesome giant pauldrons. Got your gold bronze here going all the way around. Just this ridged piece here. You got your buckles so you can tighten it down in the front if he needs to. And working our way down. And more rivets here. Armor underneath the I guess that's armor too. I thought maybe that piece may be like almost like an undershirt type material or something, but that's all swept looking armor there. Then we'll get down to his midsection. Got his belt and his buckle here. He's got a pouch here. That buckle, I mean, looks like you can actually unbuckle this thing. And then you go down and you got your multiple plates here. Got some more of the gold bronze going around them, around the edges. You got your rivets here that are a different color. These are more of an actual bronze here on the belt, where they actually look like copper perhaps, where it's starting to weather. You go down, he's got this piece of chainmail. Now this is a solid piece of, it's plastic, but you'd never tell looking at it. And then he does have soft good, which is more of the purple and gold. Get the crest there at the bottom. Look at the stitching on this. And no, yes, actually, it does have bendy wire in it as well around the edges. So that's awesome. Then you've got this piece of the pouch or the belt here, which just hangs off. And actually, I mean, it looks like it's weathered leather. And we'll get down to his legs. More armor. Just the sculpting on this is just absolutely mind-blowing. Down into his boots. He's got the spikes here on his boots. We'll turn him to the side. You guys may have noticed that the scenery changed right there, right when my dog started barking. Let me explain to you why. I went and took Pretzel out, and I came back and I finished the review on this guy, got it all done, moved my background around, and when I went back to put this video together, I realized that I did not clip my microphone back on my collar when I come back in from walking Pretzel. So I filmed the entire second half of the video looking at this guy, and you can't hear it. I have people already say my volume on my audio is too low sometimes. There was no way I could boost that and make it work. So, sorry, looks a little different back there, but hopefully at least you'll be able to hear this. So, looks like I was talking about the armor plating down here, thigh armor going down. You can see all of these ridges in here all the way down to the boot. These gold brass buckles and trim where the armor is put together there. It does have the boots that we've seen on a lot of different figures, but just kind of larger scale. These pointy toe top boots, they're silver, go all the way around, and get around to the back of them. We'll go ahead and look at start with the back of the legs since we're down there. Go up, and this dude has got some calf muscles. This dude spends his days off riding a bicycle down a 2-lane road in the country with a half a mile of traffic behind him going uphill. gold going all the way around there. You do get his chainmail, goes around to the back of the knees. That is an awesome detail there to armor the back of the knees a little bit, because that is one vulnerability in armor, and you could slash and try to get somebody in the back of their knee in that bend, because that armor's got a bend. So that's an awesome detail. He does have his skirt in the back, comes down, nice gold and purple. Talked already about how awesome the stitching is on this. It just looks really, really nice. Bendy wire in this, so you can have it, you know, flapping in the breeze, looking like you just, you know, had some beans while they were camped out, and just making that flap along there. Look up under there. It does have more of a chainmail textury look there on the butt piece. It's not really the chainmail, but it is, I mean, you can hear texture to it. You can kind of see what it looks like. It looks like chainmail, but it's not actually chainmail. I don't know what, if that was a thing or not, but there we are. So you got the piece here attached to the waist piece, the skirt piece. Again, your movable pieces on the side, and this piece is a little bit flexible. It's not as flexible as these, but it doesn't need to be, right? I mean, he's not, you might have him trying to set forward, but he's not going to be setting back. And then we'll go back around all the way up to the top and get the pauldrons here, the back of his head protection piece. Again, this gold and purple, these sculpted in feathers back here, and then get another look, same thing on each side at the pauldrons. Now pauldrons, go ahead and we'll pull those off, set those to the side, get him to sit down just a minute. There's a better look at your pauldrons up close. We'll just set those over there. And you cannot, I know this unfortunately because I've already messed with this guy quite a bit. Instead of showing you guys in the review the initial like I wanted to, I of course have had this guy and been playing with him for a little bit now, so I know this will not come off around the helmet. You have to pull the helmet off, the head here, so go ahead and pop that off. And I did pull the neck out. That was something I'd done earlier, was I pulled the neck ball out with it. So we'll get a up close good look at that helmet. I just love the detail in this. I mean, it's mind blowing. And this silver with the gold and the bronze, whatever we decided that color is, it just looks so nice. And then back here you have this piece, it's your armor piece, and get a better look at it, spinning it all the way around. And this just is, I don't know, like, I mean, you can see it, right? It looks so good. I love this scroll on this banner down here, and that is all a little bit flexible. So the inside of this, you got this design, you got another gold rivet up here. It looks like there's a little bit of paint mist here, but I mean, honestly, that's not a big deal. You're not going to see that anywhere. So other than just knowing it's there, and even if you see it, you're going to be looking at it probably like this, so it doesn't really show up. And then on the bottom, you can see where the paint ends, and I don't think that is really mist paint there. That's just the underside of it. It's just kind of how it's supposed to be on both sides, where I guess this is probably some sort of padding, some sort of, you know, to protect his head when it rocks back and forth or something, so it doesn't absorb the shock of hitting all of this awesome sculpt work here. Let's go ahead and look at the ogre head again. I think I already showed this, so we'll look at it just quickly here. This ridge up here. And then on the hammer, you do have long handle and short handle. I've had the long handle on the hammer, but we'll look at that in just a minute, because we do want to get a look at the ogre skull head, which is what I really wanted this guy for, because he looks so good. But I mean, I'm collecting skulls, collecting skull action figures. So that's, that's what inspired me to go ahead and get him. So we'll go ahead and put that back on. And he looks kind of plain for all of the detail that's on him. So if you want a stripped down kind of look for him, and this, if you pop this guy apart at the waist, all this should come off. I'm not going to do it because I do not want the torso to be loose. But this is all, I assume, meant to come off. It's loose, so you can pop this piece off. And then this, the piece under here, the purple soft good, that should just be another piece that sets down and the ball snaps in and holds all this together. I don't like taking these guys apart at the waist because I have an issue once I do. They never seem to tighten back up for me. So if you get this guy and you want to totally strip him down, you can. I don't know why anybody would want to. So he does look rather basic like that, and this piece you can just put back on there. You don't, because the knight helmet prevents it from coming off, but with this helmet on, or this head sculpt on, so, but this is really loose, so keep that in mind. There's nothing snapping it down in place. It just has a spot where it's supposed to rest, and that's where it rests. And we can throw his pauldrons back on, get an idea. I mean, you talk about sweet looking, menacing. Put the pauldrons back on with that piece. That's my look right there. That's my jam for this guy. So I'll spin him around a little bit. See the back of him there. I really am glad I picked this figure up. So the hammer, I will show you on the hammer here. This goes in like so. And better lay him down. His hands are pretty rigid plastic. You can do this without heating them up, but it's probably better if you can heat up the hand and get it a little softer. So you can just pop it through the thumb and then push it in there. And he does, it's not going anywhere. You can see it, these stop it. The problem I have with the short part of the hammer, as I discovered, is you kind of already just saw it, is it spins. It spins his hand around. His hand does not fit tight enough in there. And he does have the rockers. So you can get it where it's not spinning. I mean, you can do that. It looks fine. But if you're holding it out and you want it in a one-handed swinging pose, you're going to deal with that. And then, of course, the hammer is meant so you can spin it around here. So you're just going to have to be careful with your posing on this guy. It's going to be hard to get him to look like he's swinging it and bringing it straight down because his hand is going to spin around with it. So that's the only thing I don't like, but I mean, you can work around it. It's not that big of a deal. That's about, see, there goes the pauldron. That's about the best way to do that. And if this guy takes a tumble, anything around him is going with him. And I mean anything. I know this guy come out in the Necronominus wave. Don't put this guy anywhere near Necronominus, please. As much as it took me to get that figure figured out and put together, I didn't even do a review on Necronominus because I was so frustrated trying to put all of his robes and stuff on. So I would definitely recommend not having this dude posed anywhere near Necronominus, because Necronominus also is a challenge to get everything balanced right to get him to stand up. So, use your own discretion, but that is what I have learned. Matter of fact, I don't even have Necronominus on a shelf yet. So here he is. This is the look for him for me. This is what I want, is the hammer. So the wrists won't spin around, and the hammer head does actually attach to the handle, and it's pretty much going to stay where you want it. And that was part of the idea of this, is you don't have to try to move the whole hammer around. You can move the head of the hammer how you want it, so it looks like he's doing whatever. Now when you raise his arms, it's going to hit these pauldrons. The pauldrons are going to hit up here, and it's going to knock that off kilter, or you might knock a pauldron off. I've got them both in there pretty good. They go down and they kind of seat in there, but as you move these big old arms around, you're going to knock them off. So just be mindful of that. You just kind of got to work with him. But that's my jam right there. Him holding this giant hammer with the wings on it. Just freaking amazing. And then once you get him set like that, it's just a matter of getting his joints bent, getting the weight distributed pretty even. So you do not want this guy posed to where some footsteps are going to shake the shelf enough to make this guy fall. It doesn't take much to make him fall. He is extremely top heavy. So keep that in mind when you put this guy on the shelf or in your display, wherever you're going to put him. But I kind of dig that right there. So there is Sir Ucczajk. That's what he comes with. He doesn't come with much, but you're getting like 3 pounds of plastic with this guy. Do I think he is worth $75? Yeah, I think he's worth $75. I won't have many of these ogre scale figures. It's just getting a little bit out of my price range for stuff, but man, when they make a cool skeleton, maybe they won't make too many cool skeletons in this size, so I feel like I need them. But I do recommend picking him up if you like knights, because you can have a big giant knight. If you like skeletons, you have a big giant skeleton. A lot of different ways to set him up, strip his armor down, whatever. I do highly recommend picking this dude up. So sorry about the mishap back in the back here, but you know, when you do these reviews, stuff happens. Stuff happens all the time. We're always dropping stuff, stuff shooting across the room, hitting the camera, knocking the camera askew, and showing my monitor over here and my keyboard and stuff I don't really want in the view, but that's how it goes. So here is Sir Ucczajk, guys. I appreciate you watching, and leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see y'all next time on 3 Star Draw.